Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, welcome to my channel. My name is Jackie and let's get started. For DIY number 1, I'm going to begin with these peg people from Amazon. And I'm going to go in with this apple barrel paint in the color Nutmeg, of course. And then on Amazon, I also found these really cute stamps. They are gingerbread people little faces because you guys know I cannot do those. And so I'm going to go in with this stamper and I'm going to choose one little face. They are all super cute. So I'm just going to put it with my finger and press it on the little top of the head, on the face. And look, it's so cute. Oh, these are adorable. Game changer for me. For people like me that can't draw faces. Super cute. Now I'm going to go in with the white apple barrel paint. And with this tool that I got from Dollar Tree, I'm just going to add the little eyes, the little whites of their eyes. And look, it just brings them to life. Now I'm going to go with some apple barrel paint in the color Flag Red. And I'm just going to use a tiny little brush, a detail brush. And I'm going to draw or paint on their little clothing. The little boy, I'll give him some overalls, or my attempt to overalls. And the little girl, of course, a cute little dress. So I just paint them up like this. Make sure to get all the way around, crisscross on the back. And I'm just going to take this Cricut marker just to fix a little bit of the eyebrows. It didn't stamp perfectly. I just want it to look more cohesive and super cute. This one needs it too, just a tiny little bit. And just, I can do the eyebrows. I just can't do the eyes. So yeah, but yeah, look, super cute. Okay, so now I'm taking my detail brush and doing her little dress. Look at that, adorable. And now I'm just going to take that same tool and do some little polka dots all over her dress and his little overalls because they are a matching set. And I also do a set with purple and a set with pink, but I didn't show it. And I made them a little smaller. I made them in different sizes just so I can use them throughout my projects for this video. Super excited to do this video for Valentine's gingerbread. I've been seeing all the beautiful decor in the stores and just had to try it. Look how cute. Oh my goodness. Okay, so now I'm going to take these little hearts off these clothespins, and I'm just going to use my heat gun to soften up the glue. And it was getting a little hot, so I used my craft clamp to hold the little clip. And as I let this glue soften, then I just very easily just pull off the heart like that. So now I'm just going to take my heat gun again and warm up the rest of the glue to remove some of it. And I just scrape off the excess. Don't want it so bulky. Now I'm going to take this glue gun from Hiipoo that they sent me, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that later. And I'm just going to add a little bow to the top of the little girl's head. And we're going to adhere this little heart to both the little guy and the little gal. So they're holding a heart. Look how adorable. And that is it for this one. And this is how they look. And a closer look at the final reveal. In this video, I'm collaborating with my sweet friend Sarah of Jujubee DIY again. And we are doing Valentine's Day gingerbread DIYs. And you don't want to miss her video, so when you're done watching my video, please head on over to my description box, click the link to her video, and enjoy it. I'm sure it's going to be fantastic. For DIY number 2, I'm using this arch window from the Dollar Tree. It's new, it's MDF, but it's super cute. And I'm going to remove the kickstand and the ribbon on the back. And I'm going to remove this little clip. I don't need it, so it just screws off with a screwdriver, just like that. Super easy. Now I'm going to go in with the nutmeg color again, of course. And here I have this lid from a spring mix container of salad. And I'm going to use some Mod Podge to coat the whole thing. And I'll just use some of this tissue paper from Dollar Tree with the little hearts. Super cute. Now I'm going to snip off the excess border of this lid and make sure it's going to fit. Turn it over. I'm going to use a regular Sharpie marker. And I'm going to create a line to cut the excess off. So just freehand it real quick, remove the excess on this and make sure it still fits perfect. Now I'm going to add some Mod Podge to the side of the tissue paper. Now it's nice and sealed. And now I'm going to add a few beads of glue down the sides and the middle of this window. And I'm going to add my plastic piece, which is my faux glass. And I'm going to turn it over. Look how cute. And now I'm going to create some faux whip topping to decorate this window. So I'm taking one of these piping bags from the Dollar Tree. I really like these bags. And I'm going to choose the little star on this packet. This is the packet that I like. There's another packet Dollar Tree has. I do not like their star tip, but I like this one. So now I'm going to snip off the end, and it wasn't snipped enough, so I need to snip off another piece. Push the piping tip down, and then place this into my cup. Now here is some lightweight spackling from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to add some white paint, just the acrylic paint. And I think I added a little too much, so I had to add a little bit more spackling. It's a little bit too runny. I want this a little thicker, so I added a little bit more spackling, and then it was perfect. So just like that. Now mix it up well. And now I'm just going to pour the contents into my piping bag in my cup. Get everything in there and pull up the piping bag. Press down all the contents, twist the bag nice and tight, and now we're ready to do some decorating. So now I'm just going to do the very top of the arch. I don't want to do down the sides. I want it to look like it's just a little bit of frosting. Now I'm taking these little picks from the Dollar Tree. I'm removing the little hearts. They come off pretty easily, but if they don't, you can use some pliers and they'll just come off real easily. So now while my whip is still moist, I'm adding these little pieces. That way it also adheres onto them. So now I'm happy with this look. I think it's super cute. I'm going to add another nice dollop of the whip and one of these little hearts that I removed off a clip. And now here is a little box. It's actually a frame, one of those shadow frames that I had painted at Christmas time, but I didn't use it. So now I'm going to use it. So I'm going to create a type of lantern, and I'm adhering these two pieces together, and I'm using this red candle, LED candle, removing the little piece on the bottom, placing it in the center of my box, and I'm going to add these florals, and that is it for this one. Super cute. And here's how it looks, and a closer look at the final reveal. And now I just want to tell a little bit about this glue gun. Like I said, it's from Hiipoo, and it's a pink one. It's the newer one. I've used the green one before. I really like the green one. Here's the pink one, and here's some glue sticks that it brings, and it brings this charging cable and some finger protectors and a magnetic stand. It brings a silicone pad and some craft sticks, and I'll include all their links for you guys in my description box if you guys are interested in checking them out. It is super cute, but in honesty, the green one is my favorite, but that's just me. Okay, let's continue. DIY number 3. I picked up this little birdhouse made out of wood from my local thrift store. It was only $1, so I thought, great potential. And I'm going to give it a coat of the nutmeg paint just to give it a fresh look. And now I'm going to use some of these little windows that I got from Amazon. These are a little bit larger. That's why I have so many, because I haven't really been using them. All my gingerbread houses have been smaller, but now I have an opportunity to use these, so I was pretty excited. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to use. I really like the hearts, but here's my thought process, guys. I'm trying to figure out which one's the best one. These are actually all windows, they're not doors. The doors were humongous, so I'm using this window for a door, and then I'm going to use the smaller hearts for the windows, and then the two with the curtains for the sides of the house. And now I'm going to paint these windows with the folk art white Adirondack paint, and here I'm going to paint these curtains in the red, but later I change them to a pink, and you'll see why. So now I'm going to take my glue gun and do a few little beads of glue to adhere this is actually a window, as my door, but I think it looks cute. And here I'm going to add the larger windows for the sides of the house, like this. And like I mentioned, I do the curtains in pink later on, because I ended up just using pink, purple, and white as color scheme for this little house. So the red kind of didn't go. So later I changed the curtains to pink. So now here I'm just going to adhere all the little windows, and they're fitting perfectly. Look how adorable. And this glue gun was fun. The only issue I had with it was when I would pick it up off the magnetic stand, I would accidentally press the button and that would turn it off, and then it would take a little while to get it to warm back up. So that was the issue that I had. So now we're ready to do some decorating, and we're going to do some frosting. So here we're just going to have fun and decorate it like this. Now I'm going to take some of these faux conversation hearts. They're made out of wood, and I just added them in this pattern. And I'm going to take some of this slick paint, and I'm just going to add some dots in between all the little conversation hearts, which, by the way, I got these from Amazon. And I also added a few other embellishments to the front, but pretty much that's it. This is how it looks, and a closer look at the final reveal. For DIY number 4, I am taking one of these Dollar Tree gingerbread house plaques, and if you look closely, look, the door is upside down. And I did try to remove it, but it was too hard, so I just left it. So now I went in with the nutmeg paint, and now I'm using some ballet slipper chalk paint by Waverly. Now this had gotten too thick, but I thought, well, maybe it'll look cute. But no, look, it started cracking everywhere. It was just too thick. The windows came out okay, and my door came out okay. But now I decided I'm going to make my own puffy paint because I wanted to do puffy paint instead, and I didn't have this color. So I'm removing the little top of my puffy paint bottle that's pretty much empty. And here I'm just going to take this little spatula and fill my puffy paint bottle with this paint. And I also added a little bit of water as well to make it a little bit thinner. And I'm just going to shake it up, and look at that. I made my own pink puffy paint. Yes. Waste not, want not, right? Okay, so now I'm going to make sure it's going to work. I don't want it to be all runny. And look at this. It's perfect. Perfect consistency. Perfect coverage. I love it. And I use it throughout this video. You'll see a little bit later I use it again. But yeah, it came out great. So now I'm going to take a piece of parchment paper, put it under my little house plaque, and I'm going to add some of the super fine glitter that I got from Amazon. I love this glitter. It's beautiful. Now this door was bothering me with the wreath on the bottom, so I'm just going to use this puffy paint to help conceal it, and it works fantastically. Now it just looks like a regular door. So I'm also going to do the edges of the house just to give it that cute look. I'm going to add some more of the glitter all over where I have the puffy paint. And look at that, super cute. And allow this to sit overnight. Here it is the next day. I removed the excess glitter and it dried perfectly. It didn't crack. So I was super excited. So now I'm going to take this parchment paper and put all this excess glitter in this container, and then later on I'll put it back in the bottle it came in. Okay, so now I'm going to take some more embellishments, and I'm thinking what I want to use. I'm going to use the little gummy bears. They're pink, so I thought they were cute. I'm going to use these little donuts as wreaths, and I'll add them to the windows and the door. And I'm going to keep the pink theme going on for this particular project. I just love this look. I think it's just so cute. So now here I decided to add more of the puffy paint now that I know it won't crack. I didn't do this earlier because just in case it would crack, but look, I'm going to add this across the top to separate the roof and the house. And I'm going to add some more of the conversation hearts. They are so cute. And that's pretty much it. This is how it looks, and a closer look at the final reveal. For DIY number 5, the Dollar Tree has these new beaded heart wreaths for Valentine's Day. So I'm going to use one of those and 3 of these heart block decor pieces. And I'm going to paint the wreath with the nutmeg. I'm going to paint one of these hearts with the crimson by Waverly, another heart with the ballet slipper, and then the third heart with the white Adirondack, just like this. So now I'm going to set aside the wreath portion, and I'm going to use some more of my faux frosting to decorate 2 of these hearts. So I'll decorate the red one. I like the contrast, and then I'll do the pink one as well. The white one, I didn't want to do white on white, so instead I'm going to use some of this red puffy paint that I got from, I think, Walmart. And I'm just going to do a line around the perimeter of it, the edge, and then I'll use my homemade puffy paint to do another line on the inside. That way this heart in the center has a little bit of the pink and the red and the white. Make it all look like it's a set. So then I'm going to go in with some more of these little picks, and I'm going to remove the hearts on them. I'm just going to use 4, and I'm going to add a red heart to the pink heart, a pink heart to the red heart, and to the white one I'll use a red one and a pink one, like this. So now it's nice and dry. Now I'm going to take my drill and I'm going to create a little tiny pinhole on the top, and then I'm going to use these tiny little eye hooks, and using my needle nose pliers I'm going to use this to screw it in, otherwise my hands would be in pain. So just like this, and here's the 3. I did them all. Now I'm going to take some of this jute twine and I'm just going to add a little bit to the eye hooks, because these hearts will be hanging on my beaded wreath. So I'll just do a little longer piece for the center because I wanted to touch the bottom of the heart, and then another smaller one for the other side heart, like this. Now I'm going to adhere these hangers onto the wreath itself. So I'm just going to go around the top and bring the little heart all the way to the bottom of the wreath. I apologize for going a little out of frame here, but the bottom of the heart is touching the inside bottom of the wreath, if that makes sense. So now I'm just going to create a nice, sturdy, secure knot and bring this down. Make sure it's going to hang well, like that. And I'll do the same to the other 2. And I placed a knot on the 6th bead, wooden bead, if that makes sense. That was like the perfect placement, I think. So here I just tied this nice, good, sturdy knot, snip off the excess, and I did the same thing to the other side. And look, this is how it looks for now. And then I wanted to utilize the little holes on top of the little hearts, so I added some tiny little mini roses to the top. Then I added a jute twine for a hanger, and now I'm going to take some of this pretty ribbon. I think this is new. With the little hearts, I'm just going to create a cute little bow for the very top to conceal all the twine on the top, just to make the whole wreath look really cute. And of course I dovetail the ends, and I'm just going to adhere it with some glue like this. Then I decided to add some tiny tassels to the bottoms of the little hearts. So I'm just going to wrap some twine around my three of my fingers and hold it tight like this. Add the little top to it and do a nice secure knot. And then I'm going to take another small piece and tie the tassel on the top, and I'm going to secure it with a little bit of glue because I don't want anything bulky. Then I snip open the tassel and give it a little haircut also. Make it small. I want a teeny tiny little tassel. So here's where I adhered a little bit of glue so it won't come undone. Now I'm taking the 2 pieces up top and adding a little dab of glue and rolling the 2 pieces together with my fingers to make it really small. Snip off the excess, add another dab of glue, and adhere it to the bottom of the little hearts. Look how adorable! Oh my goodness. So I did this to all 3. And then that is it. I'm done embellishing this thing. Sometimes I just can't stop. I don't know what's wrong with me. But yeah, look how cute. Oh my goodness, so adorable. And this is how it looks, and a closer look at the final reveal. For DIY number 6, we're going to do a simple one. We're just going to take these 2 heart plaques from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to go in with the nutmeg color and some of my puffy paints, the red one and my homemade pink one. I'm going to fill this heart with my homemade pink one to make it look like a frosted cookie, gingerbread cookie. And now I'm going to add some of this pretty glitter to make it look like it's a sugar cookie too on top. Super cute. Set that aside. Now I'm taking the second cookie and I'm going to outline the heart, the inside portion, with this red puffy paint, and I'm creating a design like this. And I'll go ahead and add some glitter to this as well because we like that sugar look. It's very festive and very inviting. Add the glitter, and then I'm going to allow these to dry overnight. And now once it's dry, I'm taking the slick paint in the color white, and on the red cookie I'm just going to create little dots inside the pattern, And for the pink, I'm just going to outline the pink frosting just to give it that second color and the contrasting of the brown, the white, and the pink. And don't they look good enough to eat? Here's how they look and a closer look at the final reveal. For DIY number 7, the Dollar Tree has these styrofoam cones, so I picked 2 of them up. And I'm going to begin by covering them with some Mod Podge. This is the mat. And I'm just taking a brush and just slathering it on there. And I'm going to use a bamboo skewer to hold it up, and I'm going to place it on a block of styrofoam. So now that both of these are dry, I'm going to add some spackle, allow that to dry. Now they're both dry. Now here I picked up these rounds from Walmart, and they were pretty inexpensive. So I'm just going to adhere a round on each of the bottoms of these cones because these cones are pretty light, and now this gives it a little bit of weight. So now I'm going to go in with the nutmeg paint them up like this. And now I'm going to go in with these ribbons. They are the super cute heart ribbons. This one in the white, and there's one in a pink, and there's one in a red. And I'm just simply going to alternate and wrap these around the cones like this. And now I made these cute little bows that I'm going to place on the very top. And I will adhere the ends of the ribbon that I tied the bows with, that I tied to create the bows. I'll just place that around the top of the cone in this manner. And now I had these little charms in my stash. I just added some little hearts, and look, they're super cute. They have little gingerbread men. I'm just going to put an indentation and add some glue, and here they are. This is how they look, and a closer look at the final reveal. For DIY number 8, I'm just going to take one of these home-shaped blocks from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to give it a couple coats of the nutmeg brown paint and use some spackle. And now I'm going to add these window clings. This is a super simple DIY, and I'm just going to snip off what does not fit, which is this little tiny heart. And still it's not perfect, so I'm going to snip off a little tiny piece. Now that I have it where I think I want it, I'm going to go in with the Mod Podge, and I'm going to remove the window clings and give it a nice thick generous coat of the Mod Podge. And I'm going to place my window clings back on. This one was not cooperating with me, it kept getting crooked. Look at that, it's still crooked. Oh my goodness. But I finally got it. So I finally got it semi better, I guess. And now I'm going to do the coating on the top. I'm going to seal it with this glitter paint by Tulip. It's fabric paint. I'm just going to add it with my brush, and look at that, super cute. Now I'm just going to top it off with a little double heart that came off one of those mini clothespins. And now I'm going to add a little bit of glitter on the middle of the heart, which, by the way, I don't know if you could tell, but it's not purple. I painted it. This is how it looks, and a closer look at the final reveal. For DIY number 9, I'm going to take this pack of 4 mini pots from the Dollar Tree, and these mini pots have a cute raised design on the sides. It's hard to tell, but I'm telling you it's there. And I'm just going to use this paint, this white chalk paint, and use my chunky chippy brush to dry brush on the sides to help bring out the raised design on it. And also I'm going to use a little bit of paint on the rim of the top of the pots as well. Now I'm going to fill these pots with these styrofoam balls. I didn't have 4 of the big ones. I wish I had, but I had to use 2 smaller ones and 2 bigger ones, which I made it work. And I'm just going to add some glue to adhere these to the pots. That way they would stay. But it definitely would be easier to have them all the same size, which are the larger ones, because we're going to fill these up with some spackle frosting, and the smaller the balls, it's going to take more spackle. So now we're going to take some of these really pretty ribbons from the Dollar Tree. These are new this year, and I'm just going to wrap some of this around the top of the pots. Just add a little dab of glue and go all the way around. And I do add a bow on a couple of them, just a couple of them. And I'm just going to wrap this all the way around, and I do this to all 4. I do 2 red, 1 hot pink, and 1 light pink. And now I'm going to set them aside, and I'm going to take 4 wood letters from the Dollar Tree to spell out the word love, and some bamboo skewers, and I'm just going to adhere the bamboo skewers to the back of the letters. Now on the E, make sure you turn it around, because if not, you're going to have it facing the wrong way. I was so close to almost doing that. I had to think, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, make sure you turn that E around, or else not fun. So now I'm going to give it a coat of the nutmeg paint. And once it's dry, I'm ready to assemble my little pots, my little love pots. So I'm just going to use my hot glue gun, add a little dab of glue on the end of the bamboo skewer and stick them inside the styrofoam. That way they'll stay, they won't fall out, because sometimes styrofoam can be a little tricky and make stuff fall out. So look, just like this. So now here I'm going to go in with the spackle. Now here you're going to see something. So this is the rest of the spackle that I had from earlier from the other projects today, and it wasn't very much, but I went ahead and used it. It was pretty thick. I had it for a little while, so it was starting to dry up, but I made it through this first one, through the E. I made it just fine with the E, but it was close. It was close that I wasn't going to have enough. Now for the other three, I had to make a new batch, and when I did, it was too runny. Oh, and here I'm just going to add some little candies just to embellish the bottom with some of these wooden conversation hearts and this little candy and some faux sprinkles, which are just these little glass beads from the Dollar Tree. They're so adorable. Anyway, back to the other three pots. The other three pots, I had to use a new batch of the spackle, and I made it too runny and I didn't have any more spackle. So the other three, this one is going to look like whipped cream. The other three are going to look like soft serve ice cream. You'll see that in the final reveal. But I didn't have any more spackle, and I didn't have time to go back to the store to find any, which sometimes it's hard to find. But this is how they look, and a closer look at the final reveal. For DIY number 10, I'm going to get ready to do a project with clay. This is the Crayola air dry clay, and I'm going to use a nice big chunk of it, actually a few chunks, but I'll start with this chunk here. And I'm going to knead it and roll it to help condition it a bit. That way it won't crack as much. So I'm just going to use this acrylic roller and get it nice and flat. And now I'm going to use this mold that I got from Amazon. It's actually gingerbread house mold and some other pieces as well, but I'm just going to use the gingerbread house with the walls and the roofs, and that's it. So here I'm just pressing it down. I do fill it later, but for here I'm just pressing it down and kind of scoring off the excess. And I do this to all 6 of the pieces until they look like this. Now I'm going to set them aside to air dry, and I'm also going to use this heart mold. This is from the Dollar Tree, and it's just a bunch of little hearts, and I'm going to just fill each of these heart shapes with some of this clay, and I'm just going to push it in there and form it, and I'll fill all these hearts with the clay like this. Set this aside to air dry. I also picked up this other silicone mold. This one's also from Amazon, and it's just a bunch of little candy bars, and on this one I only needed 5, so I only did 5. And again, I just set this aside and allow this to air dry overnight. The candy bars dried right away because they're pretty thin. The house pieces are still pliable, they're not quite dry yet, and the hearts are definitely not dry at all. I could not unmold the hearts yet. They needed another day. They were just too soft, so I left those alone. So now I'm going to go in with the apple barrel paint in the color nutmeg for the house forms and the truffle for the candy bars, appropriately enough. And here's how they look now that they're all nice and painted. And here are the heart ones. Look how delicious they look, like real chocolate. Oh my goodness, that truffle. That truffle paint. So now I'm going to go in with some of the Mod Podge to seal them all up. And this is a matte one, but it still looks a little shiny, but that's okay. And I actually added some glitter, some of that sugar glitter to these pieces. And now I'm going to take some of the Aleene's tacky glue, and I'm going to build my little gingerbread house. I know most people will use clay to build the house, but I wanted to try the glue, the tacky glue, because I've always had such good results with it. And I'm just using some random paint jars to help keep everything in place. And guess what? It totally worked. Who would have known? Aleene's tacky glue, so good. So this one here, I'm just standing it up, and I'll add the last wall. So all these paint bottles definitely help out. So here we go, last wall goes in place, and I'll let this dry for a good 5 hours or so. It was just enough. Now here it is, nice and dry. I removed all the paint bottles. Let's see. Look at that, it held it. Fantastic. Okay, now for the roof. Oh my goodness, this was a little challenging. Okay, I put it in place to see where I'm going to have to add the glue, and I decided to add the glue here on these two sides. And then I went ahead and placed these on top, and I'm holding them together with my hands, and I'm going to add some glue to the middle. First I just add a couple beads, but then later I do add a nice generous amount. I'm using the taller paint bottles to hold the roof in place, and that held it well. Here is the extra Elaine's tacky glue. Here it is when it's mostly dry. There's quite a few huge holes on my gingerbread house, but I'm going to fill it in with this spackle faux frosting, and it'll look great. And once I get the front done, I'll add my sugar glitter to my house. And this is the same glitter I've been using for this whole video, that one from Amazon. So I'll add that, and then I'll go ahead and do some embellishing with some more of these candy pieces. I have these little gumdrop looking stars, and so I'll add these onto the front while the faux frosting is still moist. Now I'm going to carefully stand up the little house because everything is still moist, and I'm going to do the top of the house and do the glitter and add some more of these little gumdrop looking stars. They come in pink and purple. Well, I have other colors, but those are the colors I used. And now I'm going to carefully do the back side of the house. Again, everything is still moist, so I took my time. So now I'm going to use some of this slick paint, and I'm going to outline the scallop roof, and I'll do this to both sides. In the meantime, I took this wooden plaque that I had stained for another project, but I didn't use it, but I went ahead and painted it with my nutmeg and added some glitter. Now I place the house on top once it was nice and dry, and now I'm going to add some parchment paper to my tabletop, and I'm going to do some faux frosting on the bottom edge of this plaque because I want it to look really cute. I was so excited to create this DIY. I've never created anything like this with air dry clay. I've made a few things here and there, but a full gingerbread house? No, I never have. So I was super excited to try this, and it was pretty easy. Just go step by step. So now I'm going to embellish with some of these chocolate pieces, and I'm going to add these candy bars as the stonework on the front porch or so. And then I'm also going to use these chocolates, and I'm just going to set them on the side for more embellishments. I mean, what's Valentine's Day without chocolate? Gotta have some chocolate. And I went ahead and did both sides because both sides of this house were super cute. So they'll both have the same look. The little chocolate bar on the bottom and the two little hearts, one on each side, the chocolate hearts. But so adorable, and that's basically it. Super cute. And here's how it looks. Here's the front, here's the back, and a closer look at the final reveal. Now here I wanted to take a moment and thank Madame Glam of New York for sending me these nail polishes. They are gel nail polishes, and they are vegan and cruelty free and palm oil free. And I just have to say, these are fantastic. I did my nails right before I started doing all these projects. It's been about a week and a half or so of doing projects. These gel nail polishes have withstood paint, Mod Podge, hot glue, spackle, and clay. Yes, and they still look great. Oh my goodness, these are fantastic. And I'll leave a link in my description box with a coupon code if you guys would like to check them out. Yes, these are great. Just look how pretty. If you're on Instagram, this is my QR code. I would invite you to follow me on there. And here's my TikTok QR code as well. I do have a Pinterest. Here's my handle. I do have a Facebook crafting group, and I would love for you to come join me there. And now we're at the final reveal. What do you guys think, and which one's your favorite? Well, I'd like to take a moment and thank Hiipoo for sending me the pink glue gun. It's really pretty. And I also like to thank Madame Glam for sending me the gel nail polishes. They are fantastic. I can't say enough great things about it. They feel great, they're durable, long-lasting, everything. I love them. And I also like to thank Sarah of Jujubee DIY for collaborating with me once again. I love collaborating with her and Gingerbread. We are Gingerbread soul sisters. And please don't forget to head on over to my description box, click the link to her channel, to her video today, and enjoy her video. It's going to be fantastic because she's just so talented. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet. And until my next video, stay healthy, safe, and strong, and have a great day. Bye-bye.